Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we are going to be giving you a quick rundown of results for all of the G2 KvKs that are in Winter is Upon Us. This is going to be for SOS2. We're going to start with 4034, and we're going to work through and show you final zones for who won, who has Dragon Control, and who gets any form of bragging rights that they so see fit. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up. Because that's a lot. Thanks. Okay, number one. We've kind of already gone over this one. This is pretty straightforward, right? This is BTX, Echo, RFF. They were going up against RAC, SSG, and EAS. You could see they are pretty much dominant in the middle. And again, have control. We already covered this KvK, right? Basically, PvP ended in Zone 3. Let's get to 4035 as we work our way on here. This matchup, again, initially, that's what we're going to be going off of, is just kind of initial matchups. Now, some of them might have, I think some of the KvKs have done some adjustments for final zones. I don't have all of them up to date, so we're just going to kind of go off of what original matchup was, pre-zone 2, and then showing you what the FZ results are. This is 4035. A little bit more action going on here. Winners for this one is going to be TFS, WB, and ROG. Again, they went up against Luno, BDO, and NF57. You can see them in the middle having Dragon Control. Let's go to 4036. As we look for this one, we could see as we zoom all the way out. This one was a little interesting because initially I didn't know who was going up against each other, but we kind of had this inkling of, okay, well, maybe, excuse me, maybe there was 30 NA and GG that could have been working together from some early anticipations that we saw. However, the end result is this. It's 30 NA, Ash, and GG that are pretty much in the middle and have Dragon Control at the moment, right? So those are the three kingdoms closest and the ones that appear to be the crowning champions of the season. As we get to 4037, this one was a standard 3v3. So we were seeing UHA A2GED versus WGL 25IW BNR. From the middle, we could see here that winners are BNR WGL 25IW. They have control. Let's go to 4038. In this matchup, thankfully, this was also another kind 3v3. For here, it was 3-3, 21SW, BXS going up against IWG, NWE, and QOD. Winners for this KvK, NWE, QOD, and IWG have Dragon Control in the middle. Let's work to 4039. In this KvK, another 3v3, thankfully, for what we were able to see play out. This was DBB, MFD, POTC versus SG97, Law, and FG. Winners for those with Dragon Control is actually going to be MFD, POTC, and DBB. That's who we have claiming Zone 4. Let's get to 4040. As we work our way here, thankfully, again, another 3v3 scenario, at least for the initial matchup. This one was IFAP, HOUW, WAO versus NXW, RNW, HWG. Winners for this final zone is going to be WAO, HOUW, and IFAP that have Dragon Control in the middle. Keep in mind, there's only about 3 days left until the season ends. Let's go to 4041. Need more agua. All right, look at that. Still some action going on there. As we go to Orion. Now, initially, I believe this was a free-for-all until final zone, and then there might have been some change that happened. However, when we look at the FZ now, it is Dawn, K211, and ARKW or ARKW that we have for Dragon Control in the middle for the Zone 4. As we move to 4042, man, holding these in strong right now, which is wild because I got a lot of sleep and we worked out. We did a back-to-back, a double today. Okay, as we're in 4042, this was PTW, AXT, in a 2v4 versus Beck, Laws, EX, and GPX. You can see here the 4 on the 4v2 won it out, right? So Beck, Laws, EX, and GPX ended up claiming Victoriano there in the final zone. Let's go to 40-43. Here, this matchup was a 3v3. So we could see here that we had Seal, DK, -FU versus SPA, SHPZ, and TG. Winners for who's in the middle and who has Dragon Control is going to be Seal, -FU, and #DK hashtag. Then we get to 40-44. For this matchup, this one actually was a 3v3, thankfully. So as we work our way to the middle, an original matchup pre-zone 2 was HTF, AVIC, DTF versus 1UP GD K95. Now, winners are going to be AVIC, DTF, and HTF, who ended up getting that. Now, AD is AVIC, right? They just, again, I just called them that because I believe that was the alliance that had King at the time when I went through initially to look. And so we just ended up going off of that. Let's go to 40-45, though. We'll take a look at that KvK group. For this one, thankfully, was a 3v3 for 40-45. So this one, we're actually looking at, it was GRZ Uno or UNNO, GDW versus VKG, LPG, and PX. When we look at the middle, we actually have the GRZ, GDW, and I side for this one. If that's right, yeah, there we go. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, some different names that we have. It looks like for some. I think on the GRZ, GDW, so the Uno is I guess I just ended up updating the alliance name. But those 3 kingdoms ended up winning it out here in that KvK. Then we get to 40-46. Doing pretty good on pace, shockingly. This one was a 1v2v3, at least from what it seemed like it had turned into. I think the note was that ASC didn't want to work with Kong from what I had notated on, if that still ended up being the case. But here we can see the winners for this one is actually 4. So it's Kong, D&D, or sorry, let me go over the names. So ASC was solo, Noob and Snicks were the 2, and then Kong, TBS, and D&D were there. From here, you can see that the team of 3, being Kong, TBS, and D&D, are there, but it's plus HU that's there as well. And I'm not sure exactly which kingdom HU comes from, at least on the original matchup, because I just didn't have them listed. It might just end up being one of the other ones. But basically, it appears that 4 kingdoms got in, with 2 not getting in. So I don't know if HU could be Noob or Snicks, wherever ASC is. Again, we probably could look around the map for a little bit, and I'm sure maybe ascertain. But those 4 basically made it in, and it feels like 2 of them did not. Let's go into 40-47. All right, for this one, thankfully, it looks like a 3v3 initially that we ended up getting for this matchup. This was ERA, BD20, and TOC versus AMZ, SVR, and WTF. Winners for this one, AMZ, SVR, and WTF get the middle Dragon Control there in Zone 4. All right, let's go to 40-48. I think these are going to be the last 2 that we got. I'm trying to keep this nice and simple as a quick review. So hopefully those enjoy. For this one here in 40-48, this was a little bit, again, there's a decent bit of kingdoms here involved. So bear with me for a moment. So on one side, there's 3 teams. One team was Goa, OPB, 262 SIP, OF, YBD versus Riven, LOC, SN, SSL versus DAU and CFN. The winners appear to be DAU and CFN, who have Dragon Control. No, I don't know, because 262 is close and OPB is somewhat close-ish. LOC, you can see, got territory removed. They're fighting over here, so it doesn't appear that they're with them. So maybe 262 and OPB are, unless they just didn't want to continue building any closer and risk CFN attacking them. Part of me feels like 262 and could be a part of the CFN DAU and maybe OPB, but Again, I'm not 100% sure on that, so I just don't want to speak to that, but I obviously want to show you guys the lay of the land, and at least who has Dragon Control at the moment. The last one we're going to take a look at is 4049. And in this one, this actually was a straight up 2v2. I believe there was 12 kingdoms in this one. And we ended up having PHTM, MIB, HTWR, S2AK, Swag, NWS versus RP, 54, RRR, War, IME, and WB. The winners for this one is somewhat, I guess, mysteriously. Let me double check her. S2AK, PH. Oh, okay, never mind. Maybe we're okay then. I was thinking it was something else. It looks like it's the red team, at least that I have, at least one of the teams colored. So it's MIB, PHTM, S2AK, S3AK, NWS, and Swag. So I believe their team ended up winning out, at least from what I initially had written down here for Dragon Control. I don't know if there was anything that happened in this KvK beyond that, because I do only have some of the names. Like, for example, Swag. Oh, no, I do have them. S3AK. I just don't have HTWR. So maybe that could have just been a different one. Okay, good. So yeah, it actually looks pretty good. 5 out of 6 of the names that I have here. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up for what we got for you guys on, again, the KvK winners and losers, or at least the winners, we could say, right, for this season. For Winter is Upon Us. Again, that's all of the ones we looked at here. So it would have been 4034 all the way through 4049. For those curious, I will be reviewing the 8 winter War of the Last Snows, so the new SOS 5 season. I'm going to try and maybe do that video tomorrow at the earliest. Again, it just depends. I want to try and take a look. I know I'm still waiting on... I ended up getting an update from Fuzzy, so I'm hoping maybe by the 27th or so, there will be potentially an updated system in place to where I'll be able to possibly just start getting daily scans, as long as everything works out and is able to get itself figured out, I guess, is another way of basically saying the same thing by that time. And then, yeah, then we'd be all gravy. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know which matchup you guys had the most fun and enjoyment watching. Did you expect some of the winners to come out with a W? Were there some KvKs where you thought, man, that was a little disappointing, I wish something else would have happened, maybe that could have changed it? Were there some people did mention to me possibly some betrayals, but I haven't followed up with anyone yet on those. So just curious on your guys' thoughts on how the season went as well. Let me know in the comments below. That's it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.